We welcome everyone back to Tointon Family Stadium in Manhattan, Kansas. It's the Class 3 State Baseball third place matchup between Salina, Sacred Heart, and Humboldt. These are a couple of teams trying to pick themselves off the mat a little bit as both teams coming off of tough losses earlier today. In our first game, Humboldt was humbled by Frontenac by a score of 5-1, their first loss of the season, while Sacred Heart, we just saw about a half an hour ago, dropped the game 8-2 to Wellsville. So now, as we so often see the case be, the team maybe that wants it more will come out victorious in this game that we're about to see in just a few moments, as the two teams have tried to regroup. Of course, Sacred Heart, they really need to try to regroup. As I mentioned, they lost a game just about a half an hour ago, and the disappointment's still all over them right now. They've got to find a way to shake it off and get back at it here this afternoon. They're going to try to get things started by sending Daniel O'Brien, the third baseman, to the plate. Sacred Heart going to be the visitors, while Humboldt, the top seed, they are the home team here this afternoon. And on the bump for Humboldt is Alex Morrow, wearing number 10. And a big swing and a miss as O'Brien whiffs on that one, and it's 0-2. O'Brien trying to get Sacred Heart going. Instead, he strikes out on 3 pitches. To bring up Kyle Stover, the second baseman for Sacred Heart. Stover batting right-handed, and he slaps one into the left center field gap and will make a wide turn and hold on with a single. First hit of the game goes to Kyle Stover. Dropped it in between the left and center fielder for Humboldt. Now Dalton Dooley, the first baseman, will bat. That one in there for a strike. So Alex Morrow going to try to wrap up the year on a good note. Of course, Humboldt, they must be all kinds of disappointed right now, suffering their first loss of the season earlier today. They were 24-0 coming into that game against Frontenac, and dropped it, as I mentioned a few moments ago, 5-1. Ball foul. Dooley got a pretty good rip on it, but he's behind 1-2.
Hey, Kay, will you go ask Billy if she'll just give you the video camera and bring to me?
Dooley, good hitter for Sacred Heart. Love to get a pitch in the right spot right now and do something with it. Blake Jones is on deck, left-handed hitter. Pitch stays a little bit high and out. First pitch right at 3:15. Game scheduled to start at 3 o'clock, so running pretty close to on time right now. This one is fouled off over our head in the press box and out of play. Counts even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll give you the Humboldt defense behind Alex Morrow in just a moment. There's a big curveball taken for a ball. Throw down to second is high and off the mark, and Kyle Stover has a stolen base. And he's now quickly in scoring position for the Knights of Salina Sacred Heart. After that tough loss earlier on, they now find themselves with an 18-7 overall record. There's a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. Stover had to hang on to wait, and they're going to go ahead and send him home. And the throw home, and a sliding headfirst dive. Stover able to score the game's first run. Boy, Salina Sacred Heart off to a big start here. Couple of hits in the first 3 batters. They lead it 1-0. Big curveball stays high. You see the athleticism of Kyle Stover. He did not get a good jump off a second. I didn't think there was any chance that he would score, but they challenged these guys and they won. And now here's a drive toward right center, and what a diving catch out there. Maybe as good of a play as you're gonna see. And that was Caleb Venata, who goes into the right center field alley to make a dandy catch and retire Blake Jones. The runner Dooley does tag up and move to third, but I don't think Venata or any of these Humboldt fans or players or coaches care. So that really saved a potential big inning. There's a line drive towards center, and that's a base hit. Dylan Bassett, the number 5 hitter, has an RBI single. Salina Sacred Heart has come out swinging the bats. Tate Richards going to be the courtesy runner. So Wassinger will bat now. The shortstop, the 6th man to come to the plate for Sacred Heart here in the opening inning. For Humboldt, around the infield from third to first is Parrish, Hunter Moreau, Siemens, and Carpenter, with Nathan Whitcomb catching. Whitcomb pitched in the game earlier. There's a pop-up on the infield. Whitcomb going to call for it. Whitcomb going to make the catch, side retired, but not before Salina Sacred Heart plates 2 on 3 hits. And after a half an inning, it's the Knights of Sacred Heart 2 and Humboldt coming up.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not going to come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
We welcome everyone back here to Manhattan, our 3rd place game in Kansas Class 3A. You could also title this the bounce back game. Who wants it more here for 3rd? Salina Sacred Heart, they waste little time getting busy on the scoreboard as they played a couple runs in the top of the 1st. And now Humboldt going to try to answer here in the bottom half. Humboldt, their lineup looks like this. Hunter Moreau plays short. Caleb DeArmond, the left fielder, bats second. Caleb Venata, who we saw make a wonderful play in the top half on a diving catch. He is the 3rd place hitter. Center fielder hitting 4th and catching Nathan Whitcomb. Grayson Parrish will man third base and bat fifth. Jacob Carpenter's over at first base. He bats sixth, hitting seventh. The designated hitter, Austin Beeman, batting eighth. And pitching, Alex Moreau and Kaysen Siemens will play second base and hit ninth. And on the hill for Sacred Heart is going to be Dylan Bassett, getting an opportunity to see if he can't stymie this Humboldt Cubs offense. They were stymied in the first game of the day, only being able to plate one run. So Hunter Moreau will dig in and go to work. And the first pitch from Bassett, in for a strike. That one misses just outside. Outfield straight up, infield straight up. Playing conditions have not changed a whole lot since we started this morning. Heating up a little bit, it's hot, humid. Breeze continues to blow out of the south from right to left. Yet to see anyone put a real charge into one. Saw one ball earlier on go to the fence, but no threat of a long ball as Dylan Bassett falls behind 3-1 to the leadoff hitter for Humboldt, Hunter Moreau. Caleb DeArmond waits on deck. There's a chopper toward third. O'Brien up with it, throw across, and he retires Moreau. So DeArmond will bat, another right-handed batter. The left fielder. There's another chopper, this time to shortstop. Wassinger throws, and 2 up and 2 gone. Nice play by Wassinger. Here's Caleb Venata, the center fielder. Caleb's already had a Sports Center top 10 type play in this first inning with the glove. Gonna try to get things going with the bat. Still to come, Frontenac and Wellsville for the big trophy in Class 3A in Kansas. Ooh, boy, that one didn't miss by much. Two-0 count to Venata. Bassett deals. Swinging 2-0 and fouling it off. Nathan Whitcomb on deck. Whitcomb really pitched hard. I would say the best way to describe his effort in Humboldt's loss earlier. He had his defense let him down in some spots, but managed to eat up the innings. Kept his team at least within reaching distance, but of course Humboldt came up short in that loss earlier. There's a big swing and a miss by Venata as he was way out in front of it. Count goes full. Full count pitch. Shot toward the hole, up with it, Wassinger, throw across, and a close play. Safe is Venata, an infield single. Here's Nathan Whitcomb as we'll take another look. Strong throw by Wassinger. And that was close, but once again, I think first base umpire got it right. We have continued to see good umpire work all day. Here's Whitcomb in from the right side. That's a strike. Whitcomb was 0 for 3 in the game earlier, officially. He got it done on the mound for Humboldt, or at least gave his team a chance, but boy, the offense just did not get it going. Managing a few hits, and those were scattered. Runner goes, a huge jump. That'd be an easy stolen base for Caleb Venata. Zach Butts is doing the catching this game for Sacred Heart. We did not see Zach in the semifinal game. He will be behind the dish for this one. There's a drive, and that's going to be fair down the line. And that should score a run. It will. Wide turn by Whitcomb. And it's a 2-1 game as Caleb Venata gets an infield hit. He steals a base and scores. That's how you draw it up. Grayson Parrish, the number 5 hitter, will bat with Whitcomb on at first. So Humboldt, after making 2 quick outs, gets something going with 2 outs. Grayson Parrish, he had a rough semifinal, a couple of strikeouts, 0 for 3. We just saw Whitcomb get the offense going. We'll see if Parrish can. He reaches out. The wind's going to push this, but going over to make a nice catch for the Knights is Stover, and that retires the Humboldt Cubs in the first. They're able to cut into this Knight lead. They plate 1 on a couple of hits. And after 1, it is Salina Sacred Heart leading this one 2-1.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Good afternoon. To find some shade here at Tointon Family Stadium on the campus of Kansas State University. Good crowd looking on. 3rd place game. And both teams able to plate runs in the first inning. Sacred Heart leads 2-1. And it would be the Knights trying to get some more going here in the 2nd inning. Matt Kufler will lead things off. Takes a strike. 1-1 count. Alex Murrow works quickly and throws a curveball and a big swing and a miss. Damon Gormley waits on deck. There's another curve, and this one chopped foul. One ball, two strikes. That one bounces in front of the plate. Leveled up at twos. Really now starting to see the sun more than we have all day. May start to give some of the guys in the field some trouble, along with the wind. We've seen the wind play a factor on several fly balls this morning and now into the afternoon. There's a swing and a miss. Kufler down on strikes. That's the second strikeout for Alex Murrow. We'll bring up the right fielder Damon Gormley, and need to correct myself. It was Gormley who made the catch to end the last inning rather than Stover, who's the second baseman. Damon Gormley bats from the right side. One gone here in the top of the second inning. There's another ball in for a strike. So Alex Murrow off to a good start here in the second. He gave up a couple runs on 3 hits in the first. Trying to settle down. That curveball fought off by Gormley. Trying to hang in there. This pitch stays out. You really, though, could not ask for a better weather weekend. You'd have to be pretty picky. The fact that it's just been dry, and really all across the state of Kansas into Missouri, an unbelievable weather spring. Not a lot of rainouts in this area. As you can see by the number of games these teams have racked up, 24, 25, 26 games. No complaints on that front. There's a curveball that's looped toward first. Nice job by Carpenter to come in to make the catch. And the first 2 batters out. Nick Wuthnow, the DH, will bat with nobody on and 2 outs. Wuthnow, he had a couple of walks, was also hit by a pitch in the game earlier, the loss to Wellsville. Wuthnow reached 3 times. You can't ask for any more than that from a number 9 hitter. He's ahead in the count. 2-0 here. Guy's having trouble throwing strikes to this guy. And there's 3. It's not like he's 5'2". He's a big kid. And he draws a 3-pitch walk. So Sacred Heart will go back to the top of the lineup. It'll be Daniel O'Brien, who struck out to lead off the game. Wuthnow down at first now. There's a ground ball first and just foul. And lucky for Humboldt, that was foul because Carpenter had trouble coming up with that one. Murrow looks in, gets the sign he likes. Looks over at first and deals. How is Humboldt feeling right now? That have to be somewhat shell-shocked. You haven't lost a game all year and you lose earlier. Don't care what sport it is, I'm always interested to see how a team bounces back in the state tournament in that third place game after a tough loss. It really shows a sign of their character. High chopper to first, fielded. Carpenter steps on the bag, and Sacred Heart done in the second. We've played an inning and a half. It's 2-1 Sacred Heart.
Hey, where are you going? Can't get by me. I'm #1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm #1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
In the second for Humboldt, Carpenter, Beeman, and Wall. In the girls' championship game at Antwerp Park is 2-2 in the bottom of the 13th inning.
Danielle, what game was that? Did y'all say win or lose?
Bottom of the second here from Manhattan in this third place game in Class 3A. Sacred Heart with the 2-1 lead. Humboldt going to try to change that here in bottom of 2 as they'll send up Jacob Carpenter, Austin Beeman, and Alex Moreau. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. They'll take their swings against Dylan Bassett. Humboldt able to get a run on a couple of hits in their home half of the first. Chopper in front of the plate and foul. Big lefty, Dylan Bassett. He threw strikes at Humboldt in the first, but mentioned gave up a few hits and surrendered a run as the breaking pitch drops in there for a strike on Jacob Carpenter. Now a 1-2 count. Ooh. Carpenter thought about biting at that one. He held off a good eye. The 2-2. Ground ball towards short. Wassinger throws across and retires Carpenter. 6-3 on the putout, 1 away. Wassinger, a good shortstop. Makes it look pretty easy out there. And here's Austin Beeman. That one right down Broadway for a strike. Bassett trying to take care of Humboldt in order here in the second. There's a slow curve that stays high. Beeman, the number 7 hitter. Beeman drew a couple walks in that semifinal loss earlier. Bassett ahead of a count here. Beeman also hit into a tough double play in the middle innings. There's a pop-up on the infield. Bassett's going to try to take care of it himself. Don't see that a lot, but Bassett really didn't have any choice. It was right to him, and 2 up, 2 down for Bassett here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Alex Murrow, the pitcher, going to try to get something going. He had a little 2-out deal going on here. Bassett not having a lot of success with the deuce here in the early portion of the game. I think he's getting outs with more of just the fastball. And there it is, and it's in there for a strike. Gonna have to keep throwing it though to keep these guys honest. And maybe he can get the thing located here before his day is done. There's a fly ball to center, right in his tracks, waiting for it. Bringing it in is the center fielder, and Humboldt retired in order. 1, 2, 3, we've played 2, and it's the Knights leading 2-1.
Hey kids, this is Heavy D, Lord J. This one for all the refs out there.
The referee is there to keep things fair.
There to make the call, you may not like them all.
But when you're in the stands or even on the court,
Remember, be a good sport.
The girls camp softball game at Amber Park. Hillsborough 3, Rock Creek 2, 13 innings. Xavier Harden in third with Stover, Dooley, and Jones.
We move right along to the 3rd inning. Sacred Heart leads 2-1. And it will be the Knights sending up hitters 2, 3, and 4. Kyle Stover will lead off, who had a single to center, stole a base, scored the game's first run back in the 1st inning. He'll try to get things going again for this Salina Central squad. Their head coach, Brad Dix. Losers earlier in a tough one, 8-2 game to Wellsville. Wellsville looked really good. I think everybody's looking forward to this championship game coming up later between Frontenac and Wellsville. Chopper foul toward the Sacred Heart dugout. It's a 1-2 count on Kyle Stover. That one misses off the corner, leveling this out at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Murrow deals quickly and he throws behind Stover. Missing badly there. 3-2. If you missed it earlier, Humboldt without a senior on their roster that's trouble for Humboldt. Leadoff walk to Kyle Stover. The last time that Stover reached base, he was like the roadrunner on the base paths and scored almost instantaneously. Stole a base and scored on a single very rapidly. There's a line drive. That's going to be a base hit into center field for Dalton Dooley. That's his second hit here in the early going. Dalton had a base hit and an RBI that scored Stover back in the first inning. Good placement there by Dooley. And now the left-handed hitting Blake Jones will bat. Pitch inside. You look around and see some body language from Humboldt. They look like a team that was just knocked off in a tough game that saw them lose their first game of the year. A little bit shell-shocked. And really, normally in these third-place games, that's what you see from both teams. Might hear it over and over and over again, but I think there's so much merit to it that it's really the team that picks themselves up off the ground first following a tough semifinal, especially in a semifinal game that happened earlier in the day like this. Basketball, some of these other sports, you can at least have a day to regroup. Not the case for these two teams. Especially for Sacred Heart, who had to turn around some 30 minutes after they were defeated. This one's going to be chopped foul. This one over near the Humboldt dugout. Gonna level this count up 2-2. Humboldt got a big win yesterday in the first game, yesterday morning, but it was a hard-fought one. 2-1 game over number 8 seed Wichita Independent. There's a fly ball center field, going to be caught out there by Caleb Venata with his second put out. So Blake Jones out on a fly out to center. Now Dylan Bassett, who had an RBI single in the first. Dylan gonna bat with a couple runners out there and one out now. And there's a pop-up on the infield. Murrow calls for it. Murrow catches it. And it was gonna be an out regardless as the infield fly rule was in effect. Nice comeback by Alex Murrow as he comes right back and after giving up a walk and a single, gets the next two batters on pop-ups. And Travis Wassinger, the shortstop, bats with 2 on and 2 out. This one gonna get away from the catcher Whitcomb back to the screen, and both runners move up 90 feet. So, boy, second and third and 2 outs. An opportunity for Sacred Heart to tack on a couple more here with a hit. Wassinger, he's 0 for 1 today. Popped out to the catcher Whitcomb to end the first inning. That one in there for a strike. Wassinger had an RBI single earlier in the semifinal game. Wow, that one didn't miss by much. 2-1 the count. Alex Murrow, this could be a good pick-me-up if Humboldt could get out of this, and they just might. They get a chopper to second. Throw to first in time. Siemens takes care of Wassinger, and Salina's Sacred Heart turned away in the third. We played 2.5. Sacred Heart leads 2-1.
After 2,
We'll move to the bottom of the third. The Cubs from Humboldt going to try to tie this or take the lead. We had 2 runs plated by the Knights in the top of the first. The Cubs came back with 1 in the bottom half of the first. And now we've had 3 zeros in a row put on the board. Humboldt trying to change that.
Good pitch.
Going to have their number 9 hitter, Kason Siemens, who had the last put out of the top of the third inning at second base. He bats, going up against Dylan Bassett. Sacred Heart stranded a couple runners in the top of the third inning. Good opportunity for them. They actually had their first 2 runners on. So big sequence there for Humboldt as Alex Murrow came back strong to deny Sacred Heart. Siemens batting on Bassett's terms. There's a curveball, and there's a looper into left field for a base hit. Kason Siemens on with a leadoff single to left. Back to the top of the Humboldt lineup, Hunter Murrow. And Siemens, a little guy over there at first, probably some pretty good speed as well. And he's going to draw a throw. Hunter Moreau 0 for 1. He grounded to third to lead off the game. And Siemens going to draw yet another throw. Hunter Moreau was 1 for 2 officially in the semifinal loss. He had a single, he walked, and he grounded out in that loss earlier on to Frontenac. Hunter Moreau going to call for time as he and Bassett having trouble getting together here for this battle. Now they're ready. Pitch way high and outside. A little quick snap throw to first from Zach Butts, not in time. That one just missed. Now Bassett has fallen behind in the count 3-0. He needs to throw a strike here. The sticks are coming up for Humboldt as well as the meat of the order waits. And a 4-pitch walk. So Hunter Moreau trots down to first. And here's Caleb DeArmond, the left fielder. Ground out to short in the first inning. Gonna get a trip to the mound from Sacred Heart head coach Brad Dix. And he'll bring his whole infield arsenal to join him at the mound. We saw Humboldt get out of a 2-on, no-out predicament in the top half of this inning. It's exactly what Sacred Heart needs. If they don't, you'll see Humboldt either tie the game or maybe even take the lead before this thing's done. Still early, though. Humboldt's crowd into it. Love to see their Cubs get something going offensively here. DeArmond ready to try to make something happen here. He He's going to square around and attempt to put a bunt down, and he could not get it down. Back to the screen. Has some good hitters behind him coming up. Caleb Venata, who already has a single and a run scored, waits on deck. Nathan Whitcomb would follow. And he cannot get that one down either, and DeArmond is not happy with himself after those last two attempts. Well, that is just simply execution. If you can get that fundamental down, you move two big base runners into scoring position. Now one would have to think that the bunt is off with 2 strikes. That curve stays high and outside. DeArmond can redeem himself if he could either get a hit or advance some runners somehow. He lifts one to left field. Easy catch, no advancement. That's the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So DeArmond has to be disappointed with that effort there. So 2 on, 1 out, and here's Caleb Venata. Caleb hit the ball hard his first time up, mentioned earlier, a single, and a good opportunity here for him. That one in there for a strike. See the runner out at second base, Siemens. He started this whole thing with a base hit to lead off the 3rd. Hunter Moreau is the runner over at first. He walked. There's a shot, and that one's heading to the gap. And that one's going to go all the way to the wall. Jones is going to have to play it in, and checking in at 3rd base is Caleb Venata, but not before both Siemens and Moreau score, and Humboldt has the lead. 2 RBI triple for Caleb Venata. And another look, and this was a bomb. And Coach Dix has seen enough, and he will go to the bullpen right here. He wants another pitcher. And Dylan Bassett will head to the dugout. We'll keep it here as Humboldt has their first lead of the game now at 3-2. And the new pitcher going to be Josh Dolan, a freshman. So Josh Dolan replaces Dylan Bassett. What great experience for a freshman. And the hope for Coach Dix and Sacred Heart would be that Dolan's able to come in and show some command and throw strikes. This is a good opportunity for teams in this 3rd place game to get some players some state tournament experience. That's what we may see, especially here in the last few innings as we get later and later in this game. So when we resume, Nathan Whitcomb, the number 4 hitter for Humboldt, will be batting. And there'll be a runner at third base and just one out. So Humboldt could add to this lead if Whitcomb can take care of business. Already been a 2-run inning for the Cubs. And it all started with that leadoff single to left by the number 9 hitter, Siemens. And then Bassett got into more trouble by walking the leadoff batter, Moreau, and then went downhill from there. So Whitcomb against Dolan. Dolan will work from the stretch with the runner at third. There's a ground ball to short, gonna get a run home. Throw across in time by Wassinger. RBI though for Whitcomb, his second RBI of this game. So now 4-2 Humboldt. That empties the bases, so Grayson Parrish, the third baseman, bats. Nobody on and 2 out. Pitch just missed. So a 3 spot on the board for the Cubs of Humboldt. That pitch in there. Parrish is 0 for 1. He flew out to right to end the first inning. The 1-1 just missed. Count moves to now 3-1. There's a shot down the left field line, but just foul. Had to run the count full, but tell you what, Parrish had a good rip at that 3-1 offering. That ball just missed. So Parrish reaches base on a walk. Now Jacob Carpenter is going to bat with a runner on first and 2 out. That's in there for a strike. Parrish gets a small lead over there at first. That one stays low. This game is slowed down considerably here in this half of the third inning, the bottom half. That one catches the outside corner, so now 1-2. Josh Dolan on in relief of Dylan Bassett, who started the game for Sacred Heart. The 1-2 bounces in front of the dish and going to go all the way back to the screen. Question is, will Parrish stop at second? He does. Counts even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one fouled off. Carpenter battling here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. There's a curve. Just getting a piece of that one was Carpenter. We have ourselves a little battle here. The freshman Dolan battling Jacob Carpenter. The 2-2. Curve stays outside and gets away from the catcher Butts again, and another 90-foot advancement. He's now on at third base. The 3-2 pitch. Just outside. And Carpenter now reaches base with a walk, so back-to-back walks by the freshman. And now Austin Beeman gonna bat with runners at the corners. Dolan having a conference at the mound with one of his infielders, Wassinger, showing some leadership there, trying to settle his freshman pitcher down a little bit. There goes a runner. And taking second is Carpenter, so now it's second and third. That one's in there. Level the count up at a ball and a strike. Dolan struggling with his command right now. Back-to-back walks. Austin Beeman gonna try to make him pay for it. Beeman may walk too. It's 3-1. Tough going right now for the freshman hurler. This is probably the point in the weekend when at least a lot of teams are gonna start to run short of pitching. And now 3 consecutive walks. And Alex Murrow becomes the 9th player to bat in this 3rd inning. And Murrow has a chance to knock a hole in this one. Humboldt leads by 2. That one misses. Little bit high. We've seen a consistent tight strike zone all day long. Doesn't matter who's behind home plate. That's a strike. Late call by the home plate umpire, and it's now 1-1. Bases are jammed right now. Cubs all over the place. There's a chopper to third. Fielding it cleanly, O'Brien, and the throw across, and the damage is minimized, but the Cubs plate 3, and they get the lead. We have played 3 from Manhattan, and it is Humboldt leading 4-2.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
You wouldn't do it there.
That'd be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Cooper. Doolin. And Woodtown.
Some of the Frontenac fans looking on at this third place game. Their Raiders will be in action here in a short while, playing for the Kansas Class 3A state championship. But first things first, we need to decide who wins third. And it was a big inning for Humboldt we just witnessed. And as we move into the fourth inning, Sacred Heart going to try to counter. And first pitch swinging, Matt Kufler, and hits a foul ball wide of third. Kufler struck out to open the second inning. Alex Moreau back on the hill for the Cubs, trying to settle down. Quickly jumps ahead in the count here. Moreau has struck out 2. He has walked 2 thus far. Chopped foul into the Sacred Heart dugout. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. There's another foul ball, this time off the right side. 7, 8, 9 hitters here in the fourth inning. Inside, backing Kufler off of the plate. Alex Moreau gets the sign he likes. And he just missed off the corner. There's a grounder. Should be an easy play for the second baseman, Siemens. And he makes it. 1 up, 1 down.
Hey, what's that hit 21? Having that big hit?
Damon Gormley gonna bat with nobody on and 1 out. Actually, I beg your pardon. It's Josh Dolan. So Josh Dolan will bat, and he's promptly hit and will go down to first. Didn't take him long to reach base.
Number 19, designated is Matt Woodtown.
Gonna have a courtesy runner in now as Tate Richards will come in for Sacred Heart. Take the place of Josh Dolan. So Wuth now will bat with 1 on and 1 out. Wuth now the DH. He walked in the second inning. There's a base hit to right field. First pitch swinging. Going to be station to station here for Tate Richards. He'll stop at second. Good job, though, by the number 9 hitter doing his job.
Right fielder Daniel O'Brien.
Daniel O'Brien as we go back to the top of the night lineup. Bats from the left side. He swings at the first pitch and slaps one foul down the first base line. Both teams have come out swinging here. Moreau comes home, misses high. One the count. There's a chopper towards short, high hop, and now losing it is the second baseman, Hunter Murrow. They try to throw back, safe at third. So now the bases are loaded for Sacred Heart and just one out. Kyle Stover, who has walked and singled, going to bat in an opportunity to get Sacred Heart not only right back in the game, he could tie the game, maybe give Sacred Heart the lead back. We have a conference at the mound. Humboldt wants to talk things over here. Head coach Mike Miller trying to focus his guys, try to get out of this thing. Miller in his second year as head coach, former player, stand out at Humboldt High. Has to feel really good at getting his team to this state championship weekend, making the round of 8 and thus then the round of 4. Getting into the semifinals earlier this morning. Stover bats from the right side, and he fists one, a little looper. Great job by the second baseman, Steemans, to go back and grab it. That's a big out for Humboldt. That was a nice play by Siemens. Not an easy play, and the little guy does a good job to hold the Sacred Heart, at least for the time being, at bay. Here's a dangerous hitter, though, Dalton Dooley. Base is still loaded and 2 out. That's in there for a strike. 1-1, 2 out. You see on your screen the base is loaded, nowhere to put Dooley. Alex Murrow trying to fight his way out of this, gonna throw one in tight for a ball. Really, no inning has been easy for either team. Base runners have been all over the place. There's a big rip and no contact. So 2-2. Murrow now just a strike away from getting out of this. Murrow set, comes home. Curveball hit Dooley on the helmet, and that's going to force a run in. So Dalton Dooley gets an RBI the hard way. Takes one off of the dome. And it's now a 4-3 game. And Blake Jones has a chance to give Sacred Heart the lead right back. That one's in for a strike. Jones 0 for 2 thus far. He flew out, a great catch and center by Venata, and then he flew out to Venata again. in the third. Jones is down in the count 0-2. Alex Murrow trying to slither his way out of a jam. 0-2 pitch. Line drive to center, coming in, diving, and making the catch is Caleb Venata yet again. 2 diving stabs by Venata, and he denies Sacred Heart from taking the lead. Unbelievable. And we're still early on in this game. This guy is a human highlight reel. So out of all that, the Knights score 1. They draw closer, but it's Humboldt who leads 4-3 after 3.5.
Thank you. Can I help you today?
No thanks. I'm just looking. Oh, this is cute. So?
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
Like they're the fashion police.
Crowd looking on as we move toward the middle part of this third place game in Class 3A in the state of Kansas. Been a back and forth matchup thus far. Right now, Humboldt leads Sacred Heart 4-3 as they bat in the home half of the 4th inning. Here's Kason Siemens, the second baseman. He started a big 3rd inning with a single to left. That 3rd inning, Humboldt batted around. Went through a couple pitchers. This time he's going to lead off the inning with a little bloop to left center field, another base hit, and he's going to make a wide turn at first before heading back. So Kason Siemens leads off back-to-back innings with singles. And I'm sure Salina Sacred Heart hoping that this isn't deja vu all over again for Humboldt, because when Siemens led off the last inning, the Cubs ended up plating 3 runs. There's a little fister toward left field. The wind pushes it back, and it's over the head of the left fielder and all the way to the fence. Siemens is going to check in at 3rd base, while Moreau checks in at 2nd with a double. Here comes the Cubs, and there may go the freshman pitcher. So Josh Dolan is going to check out of the game. He did get some state experience, but he was greeted rudely by Humboldt as they knocked him around a little bit, and then throw in that of 3 walks. And back to the bullpen goes Sacred Heart. So a lot of scoring, a lot of base knocks, a lot of offense here through 3+ innings. And Humboldt already with the 4-3 lead, threatening to add to it. New pitcher for Sacred Heart is going to be Daniel O'Brien. Going to be the 3rd pitcher for Sacred Heart.
Yeah, that's why you get hit.
The night started Dylan Bassett. He didn't last very long. They went to Josh Dolan. He got knocked around, really struggled with his control, and now they're going to try Daniel O'Brien. O'Brien is a junior. We really need to have him come in and somehow slow this Humboldt team down a bit. Still a long way to go. You can also sense that this crowd is kind of waiting to check out what this championship game has to offer. That will come up later. Wellsville and Frontenac. Scheduled start time 5:30, probably going to be a little bit after that, as we're about an hour away from that scheduled first pitch. Humboldt going to try to keep the heat turned up. Caleb DeArmond, who is 0 for 2 today, will bat for a third time. A couple of runners out there for him to knock in. O'Brien's first pitch. Ground out to short, fly out to left for DeArmond. There's a chopper towards second. Stover gonna field it, throw out DeArmond, but gonna have a runner slide home safely at the plate. Kason Siemens. RBI, good job by DeArmond. Picked up an RBI. Not only scored Siemens, he got Moreau to third on that chopper to the right side. So Caleb Venata bats with a runner at third base. That curve would not bend back over the plate. Here's a pop-up. Going to be over shortstop. They pulled the infield in, and that's going to result in a run. Little blue pit for Caleb Venata. And the Humboldt offensive onslaught continues. Give Venata an RBI. He now has 3 on the afternoon. He had that 2 RBI triple in that second inning. Nathan Whitcomb gonna step in, but before he takes a swing, they're gonna throw over to first to try to get Venata back, keep him close. There goes the runner. Butts throw down to second is past the bag and backed up. Stolen base for Caleb Venata. Whitcomb now with a man in scoring position for him to knock in. 7 hits for the Cubs. That curve comes back and catches the inside corner. Daniel O'Brien, who is in relief here in the 4th. Pitches and just missed with a curveball. Whitcomb patiently waiting. It's a 3-1 count now. One away. That one's in there, so we'll go full here. Whitcomb has a RBI single and a ground out, which resulted in another run batted in, so he's had a good day thus far at the plate. We saw him pitching earlier. Now Whitcomb wants to call time and step out as the runner out at second. Venata is all over the place, distracting O'Brien. That 3-2 pitch is fouled back. We'll do the 3-2 all over again right here. There goes a runner. That one fouled over our head in the press box. Have ourselves a battle between Whitcomb and the pitcher O'Brien. Line drive right at shortstop. Making the catch was Wassinger, and then tagging out the runner Venata, side retired. Humboldt adds 2. They've now doubled up the Knights. They lead at 6-3 after 4.
Boo! Hey, where you going? Can't get by me. I'm #1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm #1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am the king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
In the fifth for Sacred Heart, Bassett, Wassinger, Kubler.
We move to the 5th inning. Humboldt has taken a 6-3 lead. Going to have a new pitcher in for the Cubs as we'll see Grayson Parrish, a young sophomore, will take over for Alex Moreau. We saw Parrish pitch in yesterday's round of 8 game, the hard-fought game against Wichita Independent. Humboldt hung on to win 2-1. So Parrish did a good job to slow down the bats of Wichita Independent, so we'll see if he can do the same. He has a 3-run lead right now. Here's Dylan Bassett, gonna square off against Grayson Parrish. From the looks of things down on the field and looking at the flagpole, seems like the wind is maybe picked up a little bit as this game has moved along. You can maybe hear it into our microphones down on the field as Parrish has come out throwing balls, which isn't a good sign for the Cubs. Bassett has an RBI single today. There's a pop-up. Wynn gonna play Fitz with the second baseman Siemens, but he's able to get under it and make the catch. Travis Wassinger up with nobody on and one out. Left-handed hitter, 0 for 2. He popped out to the catcher to end the first inning and grounded out to second. There's a swing and a miss. The question may be how long Parrish can go here today. If you could get an inning or two, or if maybe he can close this out. Time will only tell. I'm sure a lot will depend on how this game goes. Boy, Parrish has come in and made a little bit of a statement, retiring the first 2 nights he faces. Here's Matt Kufler. 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. And that one's in there. Grayson Parrish, a much needed change of pace pitcher out there right now, really for both teams. He has come in and really picked up the tempo. That one fouled off. Kufler is the number 7 hitter for the Knights. There's a curve. Wouldn't fall in the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Grayson Parrish. And the inning is over. Knights do not score. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 6-3. Humboldt leads.
Boo! Hey, where you going? Can't get by me. I'm number 1 in this class. I rule this lab. I'm number 1. Hey, I don't think so. Yes! Winner! I am a king! Woo!
You wouldn't do it there. So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
What?
Jerk.
Fifth for Humboldt. With Eric Carpenter.
Stay on top, 2-5, you go.
I want you to remember that when you're signing games.
We move along to the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-3. Humboldt leads. They want to try to maybe tack on a few more. 5, 6, and 7 hitters bat. Parrish, Carpenter, and Beeman. Back out there for Sacred Heart on the bump is Daniel O'Brien. And he goes to work with the curve, and it's a slow curve, and it finds the zone. That one in the dirt. Or I guess here at Tointon Family Stadium, it would be in the turf in front of home plate. Need to be factually correct here. A 1-1 count to Grayson Parrish. Parrish just gave Humboldt a big, much-needed lift. Pitching here the last half inning. So he put the skids on the Knights, retiring them 1-2-3. There's a big rip, no contact. We're going to go full here. This was where Salina Sacred Heart got into real trouble in the third inning. Went walk, walk, walk to Parrish, Carpenter, and Beeman. And there's a walk to lead off the fifth. That's the second walk to Parrish today. Here's Jacob Carpenter. He walked and also grounded out to shortstop back in the second. Noah Thornburg, wearing 24, is going to pinch run for Parrish, who's now pitching. There's a foul ball off the right side. Thornburg, pretty good lead over there at first. There's another foul ball. There's a ball thrown away. There goes Thornborough to second base. He'll hold right there on the throwing error. Knights really kind of fighting it right here. They need to somehow get a handle on this as we're starting to get in the late innings and already down 3. Humboldt trying to add to it. Now a runner in scoring position. Chopped foul. Count gonna hold at 0-2. Curve stays high. Daniel O'Brien taking a lot of time out there on the mound right now, and finally Carpenter says I've had enough and calls time. This time he comes home. There's a curveball that's fisted off foul back into the stands. Count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low and outside. Count even now, 2-2. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. Cubs trying to add to this 6-3 lead. There's another ball fouled off the right side. Nice little battle going on between O'Brien and Carpenter. That curve, one more time, another ball fouled near the press box. Carpenter not giving in at all, nor is O'Brien. O'Brien being distracted by Thornborough down at second. That one in the dirt. Good stop by Butts to keep Thornborough at second base. Chop foul. Probably best battle of the day going on right here. It's forced O'Brien to use up a bunch of pitches. There's a shot down the line, and it is fair, and it is into the corner. That will score Thornborough with the 7th run for Humboldt, and Carpenter wins the battle with an RBI double. Great at bat. Maybe one of the best at bats of the weekend for Jacob Carpenter. Huge. Austin Beeman, the DH, in that 7 slot, bats for the 3rd time. It's a pitch in there for a strike. So 7-3 now. The Humboldt Cubs lead it. That's now 8 hits for Humboldt this afternoon. There's a big rip, no contact from Beeman. He's down in the count 0-2. That's fisted into right field. That's a base hit. Gonna hold up Carpenter at 3rd as the throw comes in and now gets away. Gonna have a play at the plate, and the ball gets away there. He's safe. Beeman takes a wide turn at 2nd. He'll stay there. So another ribby to Humboldt. Another run on the board, and they're starting to put some distance in between themselves and the crew from Salina. And we're going to have yet another pitching change. We're going to be to our 4th pitcher for Salina Sacred Heart. They're going to give the ball to Travis Wassinger, it would appear. So Travis Wassinger will see action on the mound. He actually pitched in their semifinal game earlier. Eight to 3 game. Humboldt in control. And Wassinger just going to try to get his team out of trouble here. They've already given up 2 more runs. And you look at the scoreboard and there would be nobody out. things have really slowed down here. I'm sure Humboldt doesn't quite feel that way, but I think what it is a lot maybe the anticipation for the championship game coming up. A lot of the fans from Frontenac and Wellsville starting to file in here. Alex Moreau bats. Beeman out there at second. There's a wild pitch. Gonna go back to the screen, and moving up to third is Beeman. That one low. 2 balls, no strikes on Moreau. There's a line drive into left field. That's a base hit. That will plate Beeman. RBI single for Moreau. First hit for Alex here this afternoon. Boy, here's Kason Siemens, who has had a whale of a game, batting in that 9 spot. Couple of singles. He's a great kid to have in that 9 hole. He's really seemed to get the momentum going offensively for this group. It's 9-3 Humboldt. There's a little looper toward right. That's a base hit. Gonna hold up Moreau at second. So a 3-hit third place game for Siemens. And that will take us to the top of the order. Hunter Murrow, who has a double, a ground out, and a walk. And he bats with 2 on and still nobody out. One-0 count to Moreau, the shortstop. Would appear that Humboldt is going to easily bat around again here in the inning. As a sharp ball to the first baseman Dooley, and he'll step on the bag. Runners move up 90 feet, so runners at second and third with now 1 out. Took a long time for Sacred Heart to record an out. Caleb DeArmond, the left fielder, opportunity to drive in a couple more. That pitch in there for a strike from Wassinger. There's a fish shot towards second. Picked up by Stover. Throw out. Run scores though. Moreau scores. RBI credited to DeArmond. Caleb Venata bats with a runner at third. 2 outs. And Humboldt leading 10-3. I believe first time all weekend we've had double digits runs put up by a team, and a runner at third. Humboldt trying to put the finishing touches on this third place win. And this is a game that saw Sacred Heart score the game's first 2 runs. They led 2-0 after a half an inning, but since then it has been all Humboldt. Caleb Venata, who already has a 3-hit game. That one in the dirt. Venata has a single, a triple, and another RBI single. 3 RBIs today. That one gets away from the catcher. It's ball 4. Here comes another run home. Now Venata is going to motor down to second and make it safely. Looks like Venata is going to get up slowly down at second base. Gonna have to hope he's gonna be all right down there, especially in a game that's basically decided. It's 11-3. A 5-run inning, a 5-run 5th for Humboldt to blow this one wide open. Looks like Venata is going to get into a sitting position. He's drinking fluids, which kind of makes you wonder if he maybe has some cramping issues on a 90-plus degree day. And he's been running all over the place. And yeah, he's gonna stay into the game, so that's a good sign. Caleb Venata, after taking the walk, advances to second. The run scores also on the wild pitch. And here's Nathan Whitcomb, who's going to step in and bat. Whitcomb against Wassinger. Nathan already has an RBI today, actually a couple RBIs. One of those coming on a single. Salina Sacred Heart would love to get out of this right now. It's been a disastrous inning for them. There's a ball pulled down to third. No force at third. And Whitcomb going to reach base. Oh boy. When it rains, it pours. As Dooley, young man that's played a lot of baseball in his day, thought that there were runners on first and third, and there were not. And now Grayson Parrish bats with runners at first and second. 12 hits for Humboldt. They may not be done. Pitch in there for a strike. Bottom of the 5th. 5 runs have already been plated. And Humboldt may not be through yet. Wassinger gets the sign he likes and delivers. Pitch outside. And to move the count to 2-1. Third place game, Class 3 in the state of Kansas. Humboldt leads big now, 11-3. That pitch low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Grayson Parrish going to look for a pitch right in his wheelhouse. They're going to try to throw behind the runner. Caleb Venata off of the base, but able to get back diving. Ooh, big rip. Parrish liked what he saw there, but no contact. Full count, so the runners will be moving here. There they go. This one fouled off. will do the 3-2 count again.
There you go, Trav. You're all right. Fill it up now.
Fake throw over to first. Wassinger and Parrish. There's a little looper toward the left center field alley. It bounces in for a hit. Rounding third, staying put at third is Whitcomb. And it is a 12-3 game.
Hey, 2-5, gotta be a wall.
So Jacob Carpenter gonna bat with runners at the corners. Carpenter, he's had a big day. Reached on a walk, hit an RBI double. Boy, everybody for Humboldt getting in the act. Check swing and called a strike. And unless I am incorrect, a run rule would be into effect with one more run here in the fifth, unless there is a, well, there's a ground ball, and we're going to find out because there's a run, and that makes it 13-3, and that's the ball game. Humboldt plates 7 in the 5th inning, and they run away from this one. They win it by a final of 13-3, and again, it was the Knights of Sacred Heart who plated 2 in the top of the 1st inning. But then Humboldt scores 13 of the next 14 runs, and they wrap up the season on a big high. They avenge the loss earlier, although they aren't going to have a chance to play for the state championship. Humboldt going to finish with a 25-1 record in 2007. Meanwhile, Sacred Heart, they drop a tough one here. They're going to finish at 18-8 on the year still. Congratulations to Coach Dix and his Knights of Salina Sacred Heart. 13 runs on 14 hits for the Cubs from Humboldt. Congratulations to their crew on a great season. We're down to one ball game, and it's for all the marbles. Frontenac and Wellsville coming up in about a half an hour here from Tointon Family Stadium in Manhattan. But for now, Dallas Ackerman saying so long from the Kansas Class 3A state championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd now like to make a presentation of state tournament medal speech to the team. If the team members of both teams will line up in the foul line in front of the dugout, we will begin. Please direct your attention to the center line, where tournament director Rod Franz and each of the head coaches will make the presentation. As your names are called, please step forward to receive your award. For the 4th place team, the Sacred Heart Knights, head coach Brad Dix. Now for the freshman number 21, Josh Doolin. Number 22, Justin McCartney. Now for the sophomores, number 3, Kate Richards. Number 20, Tyler Stover. Number 12, Frank Wetter. Number 17, Carloni Manila. Number 19, Jack Blumenau. Now to the juniors. Number 5, Blake Jones. Number 6, Dalton Dooley. Number 15, Matt Kupler. Number 23, Daniel O'Brien. Number 25, Zach Butt. Now for the seniors for the Sacred Heart Knights. Number 4, Nick Grievous. Number 8, Travis Schlesinger. Number 18, Dylan Bassett. Number 24, Damon Gormley. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate the 3A baseball fourth place team, the Sacred Heart Knights. Now the presentation. Medals to the 2012 Boys 3A State Baseball third place finisher, the Humboldt Cubs. Head coach Mike Miller. Now freshman, number 3, Zach Banana. Number 5, Jacob Carpenter. Number 13, Kason Siemens. Now the sophomore. Number 1, Austin Beeman. Number 2, Caleb Banana. Number 6, Caleb Diarmond. Number 9, Hunter Moore. Number 10, Alex Moore. Number 12, Grayson Perry. Number 15, Ryan Huss. Now for the juniors, number 7, Dustin Brock. Number 11, Nathan Whitcomb. Number 24, Noah Thornburg. Now Rod Tran will present the team trophy. The 2012 3A baseball third place team. Congratulations to both teams.
Great day to be a Cub!